Oh, hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to be out today. It's a beautiful, like misty, rainy, kind of dreary morning, but just a beautiful morning for bird photography. I'm out at the Grasslands. All the wildflowers are pretty much in full bloom right now. There's so many colors right now. And since they do the controlled burns here, the wildflowers just pop up so nice in the spring and the summer. And I'm really excited to be out now. I'm really excited to be out for a couple of reasons. Number one being that I have some new gear to test out. Got some gear from OM System, OM-1 Mark II. I have the 150 to 400 millimeter lens, and I also have the 90 millimeter macro lens, as well as the 8 to 25 millimeter wide angle lens to test out with me today. Thanks again to OM System. They lent me this. I have it for about a month, so I'm really excited to test out this gear. Now, this is my first time out with this gear, so I just got this earlier this week. I have not even had a chance to play around with the menus, adjust anything, customize anything yet, so this is not going to be a review of the gear by any means. This is a first impressions, me out in the field, just trying to work through the menus, trying to see how this camera operates. And my goal and my idea is, well, I'm usually a Nikon shooter, and my goal for this video is to just kind of see what I can get with this gear just completely cold without even being able to work through anything. I want to see how intuitive it is, how easy it is to use. Number one, I mean, it's amazingly lightweight. I can't stand how lightweight this is. It's amazing. So we're just going to see what we can get. I'm going to use my different lenses. We have all of these beautiful wildflowers here, and it's just nice and dewy and misty with the rain droplets on it. So I'm going to try to do some macro shots, which is I'm really excited about. Let's test out that. But I'm also really excited today because this is my first time in maybe about 3 weeks now that I'm actually out to do some photography for myself. It's been a really busy month, really, just trying to do some client stuff. I've been out for some guided sessions and that sort of thing, which is amazing, which is really nice to do. I love doing that. But it's just really nice to be able to kind of take a breath, reset, refresh, and just be out without any pressure and just enjoying photography. So that's my goal today, and I hope you enjoy. I'm excited to see what we can find. My name is Todd DeWald, and I'm a full-time wildlife and conservation photographer in New England. I invite you to join me in exploring the incredible diversity of wildlife that call this region home. Along the way, I'll share my knowledge and experience to help us all become better naturalists and better photographers. My hope is that these videos inspire you to discover the wildlife in your own area and use photography as a way to protect the natural places that remain. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, consider subscribing and joining the journey. Thank you for watching. And now I've set myself up in this beautiful, talking about wildflowers here, you can see all over here, this is all some beautiful purple flowers. I believe it's hairy vetch. There's some black-eyed Susans, some yarrow in here, and all sorts of other different kinds of flowers. So I've set myself up kind of low and even height-wise with these flowers because I'm gonna sit and wait and see if there's any birds that perch on top of these flowers so I can get some of the beautiful purple and some of the beautiful colors in the foreground and background of some photos. There's some field sparrows, some song sparrows. There's also some common yellow-throat warblers in here as well. So that's my plan, and we're gonna see what we can get. All right, so I have the 90 millimeter macro lens on right now. I'm going to try to do some macro work with this, try to go through the menus here to see if I can do some focus stacking in camera, which is a really awesome feature. I'm gonna try to do that and see what we can get. I've never really been able to do macro work too much, so I'm a complete newbie at this. So let's see what we can get as being a newbie, not using this camera before, and take some pictures of these beautiful flowers and maybe some insects. We'll see. So I turned focus stacking on the camera, number of shots to 10, and then focus differential to 5. I'm just going to kind of see what that does. That should give me a pretty deep depth of field there, but we're going to see. Again, I am new at this, and I'm excited to test it out and see what we can get. This is by no means a full-on review of what this gear can do because I am just getting started, and that's really exciting. So I think I'm going to start by just doing some of these purple flowers. There's a lot of nice water droplets on it, so I'm just gonna try to play around and see what I can get. And maybe once I kind of figure out what I'm doing, maybe try to find some insects to get some photos of. Again, I don't have a flash with me right now, so this is all just gonna be kind of without a flash, and we're gonna see what we can get. Again, I'm just starting at this, we're just gonna play around and see what we can do, but that's part of the fun of it, right? We're gonna have to find something that's not moving too much. There's a little bit of a breeze, so we'll have to see what we can do. I'm impressed with a first shot. Lots of room for improvement. Oh, here we go. Oh, it flew away. Yeah, it's like a whole nother world, because it's like, okay, usually you have birds that don't want to sit on a perch, but now there's insects that don't want to sit still. Well, this is really fun. And it's like a whole new challenge. But I'm gonna put my 150 to 400 millimeter lens back on, and we're gonna try to do some bird photography now. The good thing is I've been sitting here kind of crouched down low in the grass for about a half hour now, trying to do some macro stuff. So the birds have kind of come a little bit back to normal and their activity's back to normal. There are a lot of swallows flying really low right over there. And it's nice they're flying low along the surface of the grass. So I'm gonna scooch over that way a little bit and see if I can test out a new camera photographing tree swallows in flight. Let's see how this goes. About a dozen of them or so. And they are all, there's some chimney swifts too, which is really neat. I don't know if I've ever seen a chimney swift so low to the ground, which is really cool. So we're just gonna try to see what we can get here. They're maybe like ranging from 8 feet off the ground up to maybe 20 or so. It's hard to tell height-wise, but the fact that they're so close to the surface of the grass is really nice. Might create some nice opportunities if they get low enough to have some of the purple of this flowers in here as well. Okay, here goes nothing. This is by no means a representation of what this camera can do. I'm sure it's gonna be able to do a lot better than what I can do right now. This is more of a representation of what I can do cold without having any ideas on which autofocus system to use, just kind of going what I know from Nikon stuff, and we're gonna see what we can get. This is just a really nice opportunity, and we're gonna see what we can do. I'm in continuous autofocus. I have manual focus override available, which is typically what I use a lot for Nikon stuff, is I pull manual focus in to be able to keep them in the viewfinder. I'm gonna try the whole area mode autofocus first, see how that works, and then we're just kind of gonna go from there. Let's see what we can do. So right now I'm at 1/2000th of a second for shutter speed. ISO, I'm gonna go up probably about 3200. It gives me a decent exposure. To get used to, because the manual focus right now is set to opposite of what my Nikon is, so trying to get my brain figured out. I mean, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. All right, first impressions, I'm really impressed because the autofocus is, once I have them in the viewfinder, which is on me, it does a really nice job of sticking to them and tracking them. I mean, I've never been so close to a chimney swift. That's awesome. One thing you may notice that I'm doing, which is really useful, I find it's really useful, especially when you have a lot of birds in front of you. Trying to track them all is a disaster. So instead, find one you want to try to photograph and just follow it and just track it with your eye, like this one here. If I was tracking that and just keeping it along, I could have had that really close opportunity. Whereas if you try to, okay, this one's coming close, I'm gonna try to figure, oh, no, this one's coming close, I'm gonna try to photograph that one. If you end up just trying to switch from target to target, you're probably gonna miss a lot of good opportunities that you could have. But by sticking with one bird, say if like this bird is pretty close over here, I'm following it, now it's coming closer, oh, it just flew away again, but now it's coming back around. See, they kind of do like these loops and these circles. So eventually that bird is going to come closer back around. Now obviously if the bird flies really far away, move on to the next bird so you can actually have some success and some opportunities to photograph things. But if you kind of follow and stick with one bird, it makes it so you can then kind of position yourself, your legs kind of spread wide, and just kind of move with your hips and track and follow. Because then it kind of, you become a tripod and you are able to kind of move and flow with that bird as it's moving around. It gives you a lot better chances of getting, number one, keeping the bird in the viewfinder, which is really hard with these birds, but then also allows you to get some photos of it as well. So that's just some quick tips, quick advice. So far, I am like amazingly impressed with what's happening right now. Swallows can be really hard to photograph. Any birds in flight can be really hard to photograph. And this camera, without adjusting anything else in it, is doing a fantastic job. Again, I'm using the whole area mode, bird detect, continuous autofocus. I'm in the fast shutter speed, SH2, silent mode. I have IS1 for image stabilization. This is just how it came. I'm just having fun. I'm gonna see, I have my monitor. I'm going to see if I can hook up my monitor to record some of the viewfinder so you can see what I'm seeing. So let's see if we can do that. So this is gonna be an experiment. So we're gonna see how well this does. It really throws off the balance having the monitor on top, but I wanna hopefully record some of this so you can see what I'm seeing and be as impressed as I am. The tough thing is, when the monitor's on, I don't have all the information in my viewfinder. It all kind of gets pushed up here, so it's hard to tell what's in focus and what's not, but we're gonna make it work. There's a common yellowthroat. Oh, really close, really close. You can see, I mean, it's just sticking, this is a whole area mode. And this is me holding it like this. Okay, I reset the focus ring so that hopefully I'll be more comfortable using it now that I have it set to be what I usually have for Nikon gear. So. I've set myself up on the tripod now with the gimbal head just to take some of the weight off. I felt like I was missing shots because it was starting to get a little heavy to hold. I've been doing this for about an hour now. But this way, I'll hopefully have a little bit more success again, but their swallows are still everywhere, so this is just an amazing, amazing opportunity. So I've increased my shutter speed. I'm up to 1/3200. I'm at f4.5. My ISO is 3200 right now. Oh, look at this. This common yellowthroat right in front of me. I hope you can see all these swallows in that screen. They are all around me. Look at this. I've shot 2,357 photos of swallows right now. It is just, whew, it's really easy to rank up a total when there's so many to photograph, they're so close, and it's just really fun to do it. I'm really impressed so far with this camera. It locks onto the swallows. If I was able to keep them in the viewfinder more frequently, I'd have a lot more success. But again, they're moving so quickly, they're very erratic. It's hard to keep them in frame. So if I was able to do that, I have more keepers. But I'm just looking through, and when the swallows are in the frame, they are, I mean, in focus, it looks like. Now again, it's hard because when I had the viewfinder, or when I had the HDMI monitor engaged, I lost all of my autofocus indicators in the viewfinder in the back screen. So I was relying just based on, okay, this looks like it's in focus, I'm gonna hit the shutter. If I was just shooting through the viewfinder, I probably would have even more success, and I might do that here real quick just to get some more keepers, just to be able to be more comfortable with it. But I'm really impressed. I mean, it does a really good job of finding the bird, locking on focus. When I lost the bird in focus, what I would do is point down at the flowers, down low, closer to me, to bring focus back in closer, and then I'd be able to see kind of the fuzzy blob of the swallow flying through the viewfinder, and then the camera would lock on focus. If I lost focus, I would kind of pulse with the AF on button to try to engage and disengage focus until it kind of snapped onto the bird, and that usually worked really well. Are you having fun yet? Because I am. This is really nice. All right. Right now my problem is not with the camera. It's just that I'm just getting tired of tracking these birds. So a lot of the swallows have perched again on this tree. I'm going to move over and try to get some video of them. Okay, I'm done with photographing swallows for now. I want to move on to something else. There's dozens of them still flying around. It's just really beautiful to see them flying around, just really close to you. But I have some other lenses I want to try out. I have my 8-25 f4 lens that I'd really like to try out. And I want to try to do something with these purple flowers. It's just so nice to see the field full of purple flowers. So I'm going to try to do some stuff with that. And then we're going to get into trying to find some other birds to photograph. There's something to be said about how fun this is being right now. I mean, this gear is so lightweight. I don't know what the images are really going to look like until I get back to the computer. They look good on the back of the camera, which is always a good start. But I mean, first impressions, I'm really impressed. Really blown away. I was able to go into the menus really easily, figure out how to customize some of the buttons. So now I have some buttons customized to switch through autofocus modes, which is really how I have my cameras set up a lot, is to be able to quickly adjust autofocus modes. So I've done that. It was really simple and easy to set up. And I mean, right now it's just a testament to how easy this OM system camera is to set up, manipulate, and just kind of hit the ground running and start taking some photos. These bushes are definitely being used by a lot of birds. There's common yellowthroats. There was an orchard oriole that came over. Indigo bunting was just on one over there. There's some field sparrow and song sparrow over here. So it's always good if you're in a big open expanse field, if there's any kind of shrubs that are just a little bit higher above the grass, it's always a good spot to check those out, because typically birds will perch on them just to have a bit of a higher elevation to be able to see around them. Definitely can't overstate how nice it is to be able to do all of this handheld today. I was on the tripod a little bit doing the birds in flight for the swallows, but I didn't need to be. I was just getting tired to have to hold and track it all the time. But that was after doing it for an hour. So there's no way I would have been able to do that with my 400mm 2.8 lens for that long, or being able to get some handheld video. I'm excited to see how that turns out. And just being able to move around without having a tripod on is really nice, because I'm able to move around, get into different positions, try to include some more flowers and change the background and adjust things a lot more freely than if you're chained to a tripod, and it just gets really aggravating to have to move it all the time. So it's really nice to be able to be doing that. I'm excited to see what the photos look like back at home, but it just adds to the enjoyment of being out and getting photos and enjoying the experience more, instead of having to think about, okay, I know I need to lug this gear to do this, to move it. I really want to change position, but the tripod's gonna get stuck on all that. Just being able to move and just do it instead of have to think about it too much is really nice. It's really freeing, which, I mean, I guess that's what the OM system idea and philosophy is to be able to go out and enjoy nature. So far they're doing a good job of it. I am really excited to be able to use this for the next month or so. I'm going to be starting a project, and it's going to be, basically the idea is forests of northern Connecticut is going to be kind of the idea, the title of the project, if you will. And it's going to be something different. I'm going to make a video solely with this OM system gear. So I have the macro, the wide angle, and the telephoto here, so I can get a whole gamut of different subjects and different things, different kinds of footage. And I'm going to make that into kind of like a documentary series. And my goal with that video is to show just the the interconnectivity of everything, how everything's connected in the forest, going from the plants to the insects to the wildlife and the mammals, the birds, that sort of thing, and just show how everything is connected and just kind of works together and is one unit and one system. So that's my goal with that video. I'm really excited to start that project. I've been doing some research and have a lot of ideas for it, so hopefully it'll pan out. But my goal for that is to, again, just solely use OM system gear, and I'm going to be starting doing that. That's going to be released. It's going to be probably a month or so away. But in the meantime, I'm going to be testing this OM system gear to get some really nice footage with it, I suspect, because so far it has been really, really nice. So thanks again to OM System. They lent me this. I have it for about a month, and I'm excited to see what I can get with it. So that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's something different for you, I know, but I hope it was useful for you. If you're like me, I definitely have my interest peaked in OM System products. And it's just really nice to be able to get my hands on them and test them out and see what they can do. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like this, if you have any questions, any of my first impressions, leave me a comment, let me know. I'll try to answer them. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. Join my channel if you're interested. I'd really appreciate and really do appreciate the support. It just helps me make videos like this and constantly make videos like this. So that's gonna be it. I will see you next time, and yeah, get out there and do some wildlife photography.